Okay, everyone. Oop. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I swear, I come in this room and I start coughing. Oh. Okay, we are going to, I'm sorry, roll call, please.
Supervisor McGlass.
Here.
Councilwoman Campbell.
Present.
Councilman Tempora is not here. Councilman Ruthven.
Here.
Councilman Boyd.
Here.
Okay, everyone's present.
Thank you. Our first item that we're going to move up is for the highway superintendent. He has a bunch of items on the agenda tonight. And it only took me a week to figure out what to put on there, so you can, it's your show, you take it.
All righty, thank you very much for moving me up. Okay. Item number 1, retirement of Dave Churchill. I know, the supervisor, you asked for a letter from him. We tried to get it, but I have the letter from the state. Last day was July 11th, and he is officially off the roster July 12th.
Okay, why don't we, do you want to, let's do each one as we go along, if
Okay.
everyone's okay with that?
I make a motion to pass a resolution recognizing the retirement of Dave Churchill, whereas effective July 12th, 2025, Dave Churchill is retiring from his position of CEO with the Town of Kent Highway Department. Whereas the Town of Kent wishes to recognize Dave Churchill and give thanks for his service to the town, now therefore be resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Kent recognizes Dave Churchill on his retirement with gratitude and appreciation for his service to the town. I make this motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
All right, my next item is the promotion of Timmy Kilker from MEO to CEO to fill in the vacant CEO spot from Dave Churchill's retirement.
Okay.
okay, everyone good with that?
I make a motion to pass a resolution to appoint for the appointment of a Highway Department construction equipment operator, whereas there currently is a vacancy in the Highway Department position of construction equipment operator, and whereas the Highway Superintendent, Richard T. Othmer Jr., recommends the promotion of Timothy Kilker, a current employee of the Highway Department, to the position of construction equipment operator effective July 14th, 2025, and the Town Board wishes to approve and authorize the Highway Superintendent's recommendation. Now therefore be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Kent hereby appoints Timothy Kilker as construction equipment operator of the Highway Department, and make this motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, next item is the resignation of Randy Ferrari as MEO from the Highway Department. Lost another one to the...
Oh, wait, you skipped, okay. You
All right,
wanted,
we got it. That's
all
fine.
right,
Keep
we're
going.
good, we're good, keep going. I put
yeah,
this in
Randy,
the order you wanted.
He went to Carmel. We keep losing the county, we keep losing it to Carmel, they pay so much. So he resigned effective July 4th.
Okay.
I make a motion to pass a resolution accepting the resignation of Randy Ferrari.
Ferrari.
Whereas effective July 4th, 2025, Randy Ferrari is resigning from his position with the Town of Kent Highway Department, whereas the Town of Kent wishes to recognize Randy Ferrari and give thanks for his service to the town. Now therefore be resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Kent hereby accepts the resignation of Randy Ferrari with gratitude and appreciation for his service to the town. I make this motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, next on the list, the hiring of John Tagley as a highway laborer, effective July 24th.
You have to do the other one first.
So we got to create the position first.
No, sorry, he's just laborer, under the old laborer.
Okay. So that's not this other one.
Hiring John Tagley.
Right, yeah, no, I'm sorry, that's
What
what I
we thought.
I make a motion to pass a resolution to hire highway laborer for the Town of Kent Highway Department, whereas the Town of Kent is seeking to fill the position of highway laborer in the Town of Kent Highway Department, and whereas by letter dated July 14th, 2025, a copy of which is annexed here too and hereby incorporated herein, known as the recommendation, Richard Othmer, Highway Superintendent, has recommended the hiring of John Tagley as highway laborer effective July 24th, 2025, whereas the Town Board wishes to accept Mr. Othmer's recommendations. Now therefore be resolved, the Town Board authorizes the hiring of John Tagley as highway laborer, and be it further resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Kent hereby authorizes the supervisor to execute any and all documents necessary to give effect to this resolution. I make this motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next item is the appointment of Ryan Hurdy as a seasonal worker effective July 10th.
Would you like me to read it?
Okay.
I
No,
make
I'm
a-
good. I
I'm-
can keep going on this one and do all the rest.
I'm not doing them. I can make a resolution to hire a seasonal laborer for the Town of Kent Highway Department. Whereas the Town of Kent is seeking to fill the position of seasonal laborer in the Town of Kent Highway Department, and whereas by letter dated July 8th, 2025, a copy of which is annexed hereto and hereby incorporated herein, Richard Othmer, Highway Superintendent, has recommended the hiring of Ryan Hurdy effective July 10th, 2025, at the rate of $21.50 per hour. And whereas the town board wishes to accept Mr. Othmer's recommendations. Now therefore be it resolved, the town board authorizes the hiring of Ryan Hurdy as seasonal laborer for the highway department, subject to successful completion of all background checks. And be it further resolved, the town board of the town of Kent hereby authorizes the supervisor to execute any and all documents necessary to give effect to this resolution. I make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the next item, adopt a new highway laborer job description for the Town of Kent Highway Department. There was a generic labor job description that the county put out, and most highway departments were following it, but it had items in there like taking care of crops and livestock and stuff that's unrelated to highway work. So,
That's your-
Those were mine. I had to get them put in there.
well, I've worked with Paul Eldridge and Joanne Przinski with the county personnel department, and this is approved by them. It's a highway laborer, not just labor, general laborer. And because, we have people applying from recreation departments and parks departments. And, I want to recruit people with construction experience and, we're around a lot of dangerous, expensive equipment. So this is approved by the county. And the municipal, and actually a few departments already want to copy this already. The hell was I saying? I'm losing my mind in my old age. So anyway, it's going to be adopted for us. Oh, the municipalities, we have a right, not the unions, we have the right to create our job description to fit our needs. And then, then once a person is hired under that job description, then that's what becomes, with if there's a labor discrepancy or grievance, it's based on that job description. But we have the right as a municipality to dictate what we want from our employees, what we want them to perform. So this is a good thing, and like I said, I know the Tommy Fury with the county, and I know Carmel and East Fishkill are already looking at it. So I would like your approval on this, please. Any questions on it? I have chainsaws, compactors, concrete saws, cement mixers, not milking cows or...
You're not milking cows at the highway department?
I guess my only hang-up with it, and this is something we get back into even on my level, on the county level, is you have minimum qualifications here. And for a laborer, it's an entry-level position. There is no minimum qualifications. You can have a driver's license and a graduation from high school, whatever you want, minimum stuff like
Right.
that. You don't have to have experience with construction or anything to go in as a laborer. You gotta be able to lift heavy stuff. And you have in here that some experience in heavy manual labor and possession of a commercial driver's license is preferred. I mean, that's already making it an MEO right there.
No, it's not. Paul Eldridge, actually, that was his advice to put that in there. It's, if I have two people applying for the job that are similar and one person does have a CDL, I mean, we just have
So,
enough.
no, and I agree with that, Richie. What I don't want to get back into is that we hire a laborer and then every single day upgrade him to a motor equipment operator just because he has a CDL and we're throwing him in a truck. We're doing a runaround from just hiring another motor equipment operator, you know what I'm saying?
I do, but there's other deeper issues involved. I wish you had called me during the day. Yeah, but you do not have to have a CDL to get this position. But if someone gets hired, if I have guys on medical leave or on vacation, and I have a job that's got to be done, so a lot of times I have to postpone work because I don't have anyone to operate the
No,
equipment.
and I agree. And I have laborers that have CDLs, and we upgrade them when we need them in those positions. But there's been a history in the town of Kent in the past of having laborers that are laborers for their entire careers who get upgraded every single day to motor equipment operator for running a piece of equipment.
Okay, approve it or...
No, I'm going to approve it. I just want to make sure that we're on the same boat, that just because you're a laborer with a CDL doesn't mean you get upgraded every single day to a motor equipment operator. It's as
Okay.
needed.
Any other board comments?
You understand when the snowstorm comes, I barely have enough guys, CDLs, to man the trucks during the storm to drive the sanders.
And then you need them.
The department used to have 39 employees, I'm down to 20 people. If 2 people are out with sick or whatever, I'm stuck.
And I agree, and then you need it. But to drive a pickup truck around town isn't a motor equipment operator.
No, a pickup truck is not a
We've
CDL.
gotten past that, I hope.
A pickup truck is not a CDL assignment, but when I got there, we had a backhoe and a loader, and I believe we had the grader. We had 3 pieces of equipment. We have tractors now that cost $150,000. You can't have a nitwit driving around in this expensive equipment. You have to have people that are licensed that know how to do this, and if I need to do it, I mean, you know what it is to get the complaints from the residents, and, you know, I'm just sticking my finger in the dam, because there's a lot of infrastructure work that's gotta be done here, so.
And your point, Chris, is that budget-wise, you're paying a lot more to pay for somebody to drive around a truck, which is not something they're normally entitled to.
I don't
but-
want to get into specific instances.
I would like to hire an MEO. I did not have any qualified applicants in MEO. I would prefer to hire everybody in my department to be an MEO.
And I agree, in the highway department, I feel like that's.
And with my minimum manning, so I'd like the option, sometimes I have to hire a laborer that has a CDL for, you know, just to, for an entry level to test them out and see how they do and so on and so forth.
So is it a budgetary question, more or less, for you?
No, it was use of personnel, and I'm not saying highway department,
Okay.
use of personnel that was getting upgraded regularly that didn't have a CDL, but they were getting paid motor equipment operator every single day for the equipment they were operating that wasn't CDL required equipment, and they didn't meet the minimum qualifications of the position,
It was just driving a truck.
or a lawnmower.
Yes.
Yeah.
that's
No, I've
true.
heard the, stories of abuse
Yeah.
from town garage where they'll have multiple guys jump on the backhoe to load a truck, and they get paid the day as a operator for the entire day.
All right, we ready?
So we're good?
Yep.
I'll read it.
Okay.
So I make a motion for a resolution to create the position of highway laborer for the Town of Kent Highway Department. Whereas the Town of Kent Highway Department, consistent with prior practice, wishes to approve the new description of highway labor consistent with the job description from the Putnam County Personnel Department annexed here to and incorporated herein by reference. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the Town of Kent hereby approves the position of highway laborer, and be it further resolved that the town supervisor is hereby authorized and directed to take all necessary action to give effect to this resolution. I make this motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I believe, that's all I have on here, but I believe you asked me as well, I forgot, that you wanted to update something with the grant, right?
Yeah, Bridge New York grant, just an update of what's going on. This is taking forever with the DOT. The first 2 bridges that are gonna be done are Lake Louise and the Sagamore Bridge. We're about to get design approval by August, and then we're allowed to go into the detailed design stage after that. So we're looking to go to bid in early January, February, March of 2026, and get the construction of those 2 bridges done a year from now. It's taking forever. The DOT and the DEC and the DEP, I had to hire a historian to make sure at the Sagamore Bridge there was not artifacts or whatever there. I have the proof it was built in 1936, I believe. They said anything that's 50 years, older than 50 years is historical. So I said, look, I'm just about 70, so I'm historical. And the bridge was new when I was a kid. So it's just the stuff they throw you through. I mean, I understand the environmental stuff with the wildlife and everything else. That's completely, but the stuff they throw on there, it's just crazy. It's just it takes forever. So anyway, the Sagamore and Lake Louise, and the Lake Louise Bridge, I have dozens of emails. It's in a dangerous state. And if that thing falls down in a major storm, I'm going to go after everybody in Albany, because I emphasize what terrible shape that is in, and I get calls from the residents constantly about it. If anyone wants to go to the lower road and look up, it's sitting on a piece of ledge. I mean, it scares me that it's going to slide off. So that's that, and then the East Boys and the Ninham Road Bridge is going to be exactly 1 year later. By this time next summer, August 2026, we should be done with the preliminary design approvals, and then once they get the preliminary design approvals, then we can go into the actual construction designs, and we'll, and it all has to be approved by the DOT, and then we can go out for bids on that. They're gonna be done together as one project, because the roads the bridges are right next to each other. It's gonna be able to be done cheaper that way, because we're gonna close everything down at the same time. The cofferdams will be used for the same bridges, so that's the strategy there. And I really don't want to be doing 4 of them at the same time. And the other grant, Ann and I worked on the salt barn grant for the Smoky Hollow Garage. Ann's been moving forward with that. She called me today, and we're ready to get some design specs. We're just going to go with a prefab country barn. It's better than the huge white tent that's there now with holes ripped in it and everything, but we have to keep that stuff undercover because we're next to the reservoir, and it's got to be able not to let the salt migrate into the reservoir of the watershed. So Ann and I are working on getting a consulting engineer to do a bid spec for a prefab building. We have to do, Ann, what, 65,000?
Is the town's match.
So with the highway department, I have to work up a schedule where we're gonna take the other one down, dig the footings, do the site work, and so on and so forth. And then I might even myself work with the concrete contractor.
So all that in kind can count as our match.
That will count as in kind. Ann and I was doing that. And then the last thing, this is crazy, but Bobby Hurdy's one of my foremen on the other job. Bobby Hurdy's a great employee. He works his tail off, but the foremen take their trucks home. Because we get called, like last night we were out half the night with trees and everything else. Bobby Hurdy's a neat freak. His pickup truck looks like it's in the showroom. Bobby took his pickup to the detail place right there by 311 by the gin mill. What is it, McCarthy's? What is it? Ultimate. So Bobby had his truck detailed. He paid $275 of his own money. I didn't even know he did it. So I've been getting phone calls, people wanting to know why I'm spending town money on having private companies wash our trucks. We wash our own trucks. Bobby is just super neat. And so Bobby heard it. I told him, Bobby, I hate to see you do that, but he wanted to do it. He said, so I just don't want the way ridiculous rumors spread around town. I mean, a long time ago, somebody came up to me and wanted to know if I spent $5,000 on the pickups to paint them blue when we were getting all the new pickups. And I just looked, I said, it comes off a state bid. It's a stock Dodge color. So I just want that, it's on TV so people, straighten it out. And that's about it.
We'll
Any
put
other
it on Facebook so people believe it.
I don't go on Facebook with people.
I was there when he got it done, like right afterwards, so, and he had told me he used his own.
Bobby did? Yeah, he's,
So you can put the Facebook people to quiet. Okay. But wait, before you go, could you maybe, I know we don't know much, but do we have any update on Route 52? I've tried to tell people that I've seen the surveyors out there working, that they are doing preliminary work. They just haven't started the paving yet.
they haven't, no, they were taking some really big trees down today. As you go down the hill toward Sunoco, they had a tree crew out there, so it looks like they're making sure all the catch
Right.
basins are in order, and
There's a lot of prep work before they do it, which we
yeah,
want
and
them
you
to
gotta
do
make
the
sure
prep
everything
work.
underground is done before you do the top, so. And then once they do it, they'll
That on line, because people have said that.
I tried and someone said, no, that's not true, and I said, okay.
and there is a picture on Facebook of me and Kathy and Sean with our arms around each other.
Put it on Facebook.
I'm not on Facebook, but everyone showed the
Put it on
picture.
Facebook.
I did not, no.
No, but I received that picture.
He,
You put it on Facebook.
No, I didn't put it.
I'll have frozen over that.
See, on the outside,
If it's posted anonymmously on Facebook.
On the outside, Kathy and I are friends, but when we clock in here, then we go out, and then we clock out, and we're friends in the parking lot.
yeah, we put Give Peace a Chance in the background of the picture.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rich.
I'm
Thank
gonna
you,
have
Rich.
that framed, Kathy. Blown up and framed. All right, everyone, moving back to the beginning. So last meeting, we had started talking about the fee schedule for filming permits. And we had put an amount in, I believe, last week or 2 weeks ago, because you had some permits pending.
Just a film permit.
Right.
It's a 500.
So tonight, we were just gonna continue the discussion on
All
I know it does, so,
So I know Jamie from my office had sent the board some comparable towns in Putnam County and what they charge. And one of them was Cold Spring. They have like different rates depending on how big the crew is. It's $350 the first day, $100 each subsequent day for a crew of 5 people or less. And then for a crew of more than 15 people, it's $1,500 for day one, $1,000 every day thereafter. And then there's Phillipstown, and they charge anywhere from $0 for student films to $150 per day for a public feature-length film. I took a look at a couple towns in Dutchess County. Fishkill, I couldn't find a fee for the actual permit, but they charge $150 per hour for police with a 4-hour minimum. And then they charge if you need a police vehicle present as well, $150 a day. And Hyde Park can be anywhere from $500 to $5,000 a day, depending on who's doing the filming and where it is.
so I like that there was the pricing for student films.
Yeah.
Because if students are coming in and they want to film something and they can't afford the $500, so I do agree with that. I think maybe we should kind of meet in the middle and do the student fee, and then, of nothing, I would say, and then do, I don't know, what we're thinking, like $500 for a crew under 5, and then maybe, what was the amount that they did for over that? Was it $1,500 you said, or?
It is for a crew of 5 or less, it's $350 for day one,
okay.
$100 for each subsequent shoot day. 6 to 15 people, it's $1,000 day one, $750 each subsequent day. More than 15 people, it's $1,500 for the first day and $1,000 for each subsequent day. But that's for on public property. On private property, it's $500 for the first day, and then $350 each day afterwards. And they also have, you can pay $300 to have your permit expedited. And I am aware that there are some other towns, and I don't even know if this has ever even come up here, but if there is filming going on private property, there are requirements that they have a certain police presence there. And then they have to pay for that as well, so.
I mean, I like that fee schedule that you just said. I don't know if the board
Yeah,
agrees with
that's-
that fee schedule.
That's Cold Spring.
Yeah, I mean, I would be okay with that fee schedule.
There's a couple things that you said, and I'm trying to process it all, but the one thing you talked about was if they needed police presence. It wasn't very much. It was like $150 for police presence.
That was in the town of Fishkill, yeah.
What would it cost
It
you
was
to put a police officer on for an entire day?
Wait, but it was $150 per hour?
No, a day.
It's $150 an hour in Fishkill with a minimum of 4
Oh, a
hours.
minimum of.
I think
Yes.
$150 would cover an hour, cover a police officer.
Yeah, in the car. A couple of years ago, when we did the one out on,
301 out there.
it was about 94 an hour, I think we had come up with for the car and the officer.
Okay.
So, a couple of years ago, it would be a little over $100 for the.
So $150.
Officer on overtime and the car.
If they're shooting a big.
What's your minimum for overtime?
4.
4 hours?
Isn't it 4? 3?
We have 3-hour call-out.
So you want a
So
3-hour
we could do
minimum?
the minimum of 3, right?
So 150 per hour with a 3-hour minimum, and then 150 for the day for the police car if they need a car present? That's what they're doing in
I'm looking at you,
Fishkill.
Kevin.
Yeah, like, if we're gonna send an officer, it'd have to be, they would go with a car anyway, so it'd be 150 would more than cover it.
So leave it alone, leave the car part out.
Yeah, just
Leave it
$150
out?
per hour.
Who decides whether or not a police presence is required?
Well, you usually send around the permit, like when they apply, so I think that would be a board decision with Nancy. Or yes, you get it as well.
Yeah, if we looked at the permit, if they were blocking a road or doing something, extensive, like, hey, we have to have this blocked off, we might need 2 officers. You know what I mean? Depending on how big the road is or what they're doing.
So it's 150 per hour per officer.
With
And,
car.
yes, with car, and can we put at the discretion of the police chief?
Do you sign off on the film permit?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay,
he
so then we don't need to.
he determines
So
if
we
they
don't-
need
Okay,
a
so we
police
don't need to make
officer.
any adjustment for that.
Okay.
Right, a minimum 3 hours, because we have to assign somebody, that's the least they're getting.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna speak for you since no one the chief is saying that it's a 3-hour minimum, so that's what we would have.
Yeah.
I think that's, I mean, if it's a big production, they have that many people, they can afford those prices, I think.
All right, what was the high end for the commercial one?
1,500?
1,500?
Yes.
For more than, what was it, 50?
More than 15 people, 1,500
So that
for the
would be-
first day and then $1,000 every day.
Okay.
And on top of all this, they have a $100 application processing fee.
Is that, and a $300 expedited fee, can you do that?
It's so difficult to get everybody involved. I mean, we do our best, because that is the key. They need it fast. They come, so I don't know. I don't know how much faster we can do it.
Okay, so you want to take that part out then?
It's hard to get everyone.
I know,
We're not going to offer them the expedited.
Okay.
Are you kidding? Just not defining it. What's expedited?
So
10
what are we
minutes?
doing?
10 hours?
15,
Yeah.
the last
I could say expedited.
$500.
Yeah.
That stays the
Well,
same, or we're taking?
no, we're taking
Possibly in
that.
those, the town board or the, whatever municipality, the governing board approves the permit. So that would be to not wait for the next board meeting.
Okay.
So, and that doesn't apply here.
Okay. All right, I'm good with those numbers. Is the rest of the board?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot there. Do you want to put this off another time and have it put into a chart so we can have it on here and see it all?
We could put the text in there
Yeah, no
and
reason to
then
rush it.
do it
right?
at the
Okay.
next meeting if that's
So
what you want.
All right, so then
Happy
keep
to
the
do that.
$500 in place for right now until the next
Okay.
meeting.
And then,
Okay.
and then take care of everything we just
Everyone get
discussed.
your applications in now for the next
Okay,
meeting.
yeah, before we raise our prices for movies. Okay, all right, so then we're gonna table that till next meeting. The next item is to advertise for a building floater. We have some necessity to have someone part-time that can float around and do, and work in different areas of the town. So I'm asking the board to approve that, to go out to advertise for a floater,
A floating clerk.
a floating clerk.
I'm good with it.
Yes.
Okay.
Any other? Well, do we have to put it in the, because I mean, it would,
I wouldn't apply for it if it didn't say how much it was. So,
No, you may want to not apply for it once we put it in there.
that's true.
could hurt us either way.
So this is part-time or full-time?
It's part-time. Probably closer to 18. I think minimum wage now is
Like
15.75 or maybe, okay, something like that, so,
We just approved a seasonal laborer for over 18.
for $21.50 an
Well, I
hour.
won't go there, because I've been fighting it forever. The laborer and the
I know.
clerks. Laborer has no skills, these clerks have skills.
You can go to work at McDonald's for $20 an hour.
Yeah, Dean fries are done.
Don't get me going.
And all I have to do is salt the fries.
So you want to put 21 and up on it? $21 an hour?
No.
Okay.
The other ones would have.
No,
Well, what is our seasonal?
Why don't you just maybe put
Put
a
a
range
range.
based
Put a
on
range
based on
experience?
I would put like 17 to 19. I don't think we want to hit 20.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Okay. No?
No.
Oh,
I asked the board to approve a resolution authorizing the town clerk to advertise for a
Floating
clerk, whereas the town of Kent is seeking to hire a clerk to assist various departments in the town hall, and whereas the town of Kent wishes to advertise for applications to fill said position at a rate of $17 to $19 per hour, now therefore be it resolved
and
that
wait,
the
hold on, and also not to exceed 25 hours a week.
Oh, and not to exceed 25 hours per week. Now therefore be resolved that the town board of the town of Kent hereby authorizes its town clerk Yolanda D. Capelli to advertise for applications for the floating clerk position for the town of Kent Town Hall. I make this motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next item is for EMS. Our EMS chief, current chief David Rains, is resigning effective today. We always knew that he wasn't here he was here to help us finish getting everything up and running. He served his purpose and he is going to be, leaving. So, and then what's this, let me just see if it's all in the same one.
It's not,
It's
just
not,
the
okay.
resignation.
So then why don't we just do the resignation first for
Right.
him and then we'll,
I ask the board to approve the following resolution, accepting the resignation of the temporary EMS program administrator, whereas by email dated July 11th, 2025, David Rains informed the town board that he would be resigning from his position as temporary EMS program administrator effective as of July 15th, 2025. And whereas the town board wishes to accept the resignation of Mr. Rains, now therefore be resolved, the town board accepts the resignation of David Rains as temporary EMS program administrator, as with many thanks for his service to the town. I make this motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So then I think the next one is, there's 2 and 1, so, yes, okay. So then taking over as, temporary EMS administrator is going to be Dave Bergman. He is going to be working part-time at the same rate that David Rains was running the department for, so. And also the EMS, they are asking us to hire Kathleen McKinney as EMT pending the completion of the civil service requirements at a rate of $22 an hour. They're both in the same resolution. Any comment?
Somebody else want to read one?
Sure. So I make a motion to adopt a resolution authorizing temporary hiring of EMS program administrator and EMT. Whereas the town of Kent is seeking to fill the position of emergency medical service EMS program administrator and emergency medical technician, and whereas per the email dated July 11th, 2025, David Rains, temporary EMS program administrator, has recommended the hiring of 1, David Bergman as temporary EMS program administrator, and 2, Kathleen McKinney as EMT. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Kent hereby authorizes the hiring of 1, David Bergman as temporary EMS program administrator and EMT pending completion of all civil service requirements at a rate of $35 per hour, and 2, Kathleen McKinney as EMT pending completion of all civil service requirements at a rate of $22 per hour. And be it further resolved that the town board of the town of Kent hereby authorizes the supervisor to execute any and all documents necessary to give effect to this resolution. I make this motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now, going back down, our next item is grants. I believe, Ann, you have a bunch of updates.
We have 3 things we want to deal with tonight. First of all, we were approached by AJ Reyes, Lake Administrator for Lake Carmel, wanting to apply for a non-point source pollution control grant for Lake Carmel from the New York State DEC. And one of the concerns I expressed when he brought that up is that we had received funding from that same program from DEC about 3 years ago, and they were ready to launch that grant a couple of years ago, and it did not get accomplished for a number of reasons. And so we talked with AJ about picking up on the management of that grant, which I had gotten reinstated, so that that project can get done, and that puts us in a much stronger position when we apply at the end of this month for a new grant. We don't want to go back to DEC and say, well, we want another project, but we haven't done the one that we started. We can at least say that it is in progress. And so to take that project on, this was for Seven Hills and Lake Carmel, and it's a total of about $50,000 in funding, and the match for the town, which would come from Lake Carmel and from Seven Hills, was a total of $5,533. And the rest of the funding is coming from DEC. And so we now have a proposal from GEI Associates, from AJ, for a total cost of $5,533 to manage and complete this grant project. And so I'm requesting that the board vote to approve that. That will get that project going again. We'll be able to get that funding, and then we'll be in a stronger position for the application that AJ's been putting together with our grant firm, which looks like a really good project. So that's my request to the board.
Do we have, oh, sorry. Do we have commitment from Seven Hills Lake Association for their portion of that?
I don't know that Bruce ever got that.
Or what kind of
When
committing
they
them?
got that grant years ago, that was always the situation.
So we're putting them in there that we have to confirm that pretty quick.
You know, that grant was approved before I even got on the board.
I remember
So I
it.
don't know what arrangements were made.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they're not a park district, and I don't know if they have funds You know, like if they have.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, that's why I got up, because my question was gonna be, how are we doing Seven Hills when they're not a park district?
So, I think we need to work that through, I really do. I don't want to pledge this to them, and,
Well, or, because I know that there's a time restraint, could we,
I mean, I know Lake Carmel's on board with it, they have
Yes.
been when we first applied to it.
but could we pass this pending the agreement of Seven Hills Lake?
Sure, right?
I think it would be prudent, because the grant deadline for the new project is July 31st.
And we don't have a board meeting before that point,
Oh.
so I think maybe we should pass it pending
Reaching out to them.
and getting their approval.
And frankly, even if the town had to put it in the end, which I would rather not see us do, it would be worthwhile in terms of our credibility with DEC and ability to bring in additional
But that's-
funding.
I disagree with you.
Yeah.
Park district's paying, you know, I mean, you can't.
We're not gonna pay for Lake Carmel.
Understood, but I'm just saying, this is something that ideally we would not let go.
Does,
But
we
if they
have,
were- And if they were included in the first, did someone give an okay from Seven Hills? How did you get the grant at first?
This
That
was
was
it goes
a
back,
long time
it's
ago.
back,
2021.
it's a long time back.
You need to ask who was on the board at that time, and
And at the, you know, the Lake Association Group was the committee, the Lakes Committee, with Bruce leading it, I think we're leading the charge on that. There had to be a budget put into the original grant submission,
I can
But I
send
think
you
we
that.
can
and
pass
probably
it.
a letter of commitment from Seven Hills if they were interested in it.
It was Seven Hills that had an agreement with DEP, remember about the dam? And I don't think they ever finished that either.
No, because DEP owned half of it and they owned half of
They
it.
were gonna get monies for
Yeah.
switching and repair, and they never done it.
And I hate to ask you, I'm okay moving this forward because of the deadline, but I am nervous about it. How do we find the original application? How do we find what was submitted for the
Oh, we
original?
have that, I have the work plan that Bruce Barber.
So does
worked
it
out
have
and
the
helped them get into
breakdown
the
of,
portal.
does it have the breakdown of who was paying for what, or does it just show a lump sum and say both of their names on it?
It was very sketchy on the budget. It's just under $2,000 for Seven Hills, I think it's 1980.
Could you possibly have anything in your office?
I'll
Or-
search if there were minutes. I don't even have this grant application. I don't have any like that.
I don't think the board was routinely voting on applications in those days. The grant firm was new, and it was kind of like the Wild West, stuff was going on, nobody knew who was managing what.
I'll see what I can find.
Yeah. It would have been fall of 2021, I think, or July of 2021 if it went on the CFA, that it would have gone in. It was before I was on the board.
I will.
I know.
Bless you.
Bless you. All right, so why don't we pass this tonight pending the approval from Seven Hills and pending seeing what you can find in your, if you have anything in your office?
Approval that they have funded.
That they have, right, that they agree to it and that they have the funding, not that they want to go forward with the
So
grant.
subject to confirmation of funding from Seven Hills?
Yes.
And they'd have a year to come up with that.
Okay.
So, playing devil's advocate here, what if they say, no, we're not interested, could we still do the Lake Carmel portion of the dam and just not take as much of the money that's from the grant?
DEC combined the two contracts.
They did.
That were two separate contracts, and in the interest of efficiency, they lumped them together in the portal a couple years ago.
Former supervisor had it happen to her, and she did the Palmer Lake a lot, he paid for a lot of Palmer Lake studies.
Well, in this case, it was not the supervisor. This happened,
She was here.
yeah, no, DEC did that later,
Oh,
after
they lumped,
2022.
so it was two separate submissions and they lumped them together in the portal? Oh,
And when
But even
I-
if they were two separate submissions, that still means that at some point, Seven Hills
was committed to it at some
Yeah.
point.
Or not, that doesn't mean anything, it just
All
means that was, paperwork was done for
Let's just
Seven
move
Hills.
it forward and do some digging this week and
Okay.
find out where we're at.
All right.
I don't need, Ann, once you read it, I don't know how to fill in the blanks on this.
Okay, we don't even have a resolution on this one, I don't think. No. So,
Oh, that's not this one.
I
Oh,
just
never
move
mind.
that we accept the proposal from GEI Consultants and AJ Rays to manage the non-point source pollution grants from 2022 at a cost of $5,533.
Pending,
Subject to
pending
confirmation of funding from Seven Hills?
Yes.
funding and
Confirmation of
commitment.
funding.
Funding and
Commitment
commitment
from
from
Seven
Seven Hills.
Second.
Good? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks.
I think you have more.
I do. So, the other one, we have 2 applications that are going in at the end of this month for the consolidated funding applications for New York State, DEC. The large one is to try to get another 2.5 million, which is the limit per application for the Lake Carmel Dam. So the engineering work is going forward with the congressional funding. That was 1.237 million. Last year, the Water Quality Improvement Program from DEC awarded the town 2.5 million towards the repairs. With the match, that's about 3.3 million. That's still less than half of what we're going to need to repair the dam. We've been back for congressional appropriations 2 more times. Haven't heard yet about either of them. And we're also going back now to WQIP at the end of this month for another 2.5 million. So I don't have a resolution on this, and I don't know if we already voted actually or discussed this, but anyway, I move that we go ahead and proceed with an application to New York State Water Quality Improvement Program for 2.5 million for the Lake Carmel Dam repairs, Phase 2.
Second, 100%.
Yeah, we need the money.
We need to hold every penny we can get.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and the other one that's going in on the consolidated funding application is a smart growth application. We're trying to get funding to update the town's comprehensive plan, which was last updated in 2008. And we have been warned on a number of occasions that if a comprehensive plan gets too far out of date, it is possible for individuals to basically breach it and say, well, if the town hasn't bothered to update it in all this time, it doesn't mean anything. So if you go past 20 years, you start to run that risk. And that means we would need to be starting this project fairly soon. So we have tried in the past to get the Smart Growth Grant, have not succeeded. We're going to go after it again this year. I was advised that it would be helpful if business owners, not just the chamber, which is always very quick and very generous about giving us letters of support, but if actual individual business owners would do this. So the chamber is helping me get word out to some of the business owners, and I'm thinking maybe we'll also post this on the website. We have a template of a letter of support that people can submit if they own a business here in Kent. And we need those letters back either by email or dropped off here, preferably by the 25th of July. Latest probably Monday the 28th would still be workable. We're going to submit those with the application. And then we've gotten one quote for $120,000 to do this update. I'm waiting on another quote, but I think that's about the highest we would want to apply for in any case, because there's always sort of a range of awards that you get a sense of what they've been awarding in the past, the size or the dollar value of the projects that are getting supported. You don't want to go a whole lot higher than that. So we have a resolution here to apply, and this is a requirement of the application, and it would be for a $120,000 project. So we would be applying for $108,000, and the town's match is the other 10% at $12,000. So those are the numbers that go in that resolution.
Now, let me ask you, the 12% match, can we also use employee hours and everything towards that match?
You can try to do a match for in-kind for some of that.
But not.
For that 12,000. The volunteer rate that they will allow, if it's people who have special expertise, we can put in a higher rate per hour, but otherwise it's about $35 an hour. And I know from the work on the NRI, it is very difficult. Volunteers will come and spend their time, but getting them to fill out timesheets is really a challenge. So somebody would have to ride herd on that. And chances are, even with a lot of steering committee meetings, we wouldn't get up to that 12,000. Okay. But we could at least accomplish some of it.
Okay.
So, and in any case, if the town had to foot the bill for this entire project, we would probably have to bond for it or put it in the budget.
No,
I think the 12,000 would be a pretty good deal. If we
No, I
get
think
this
it would
funding.
too, but you have a $12,000 match and then another grant has a 12, it adds up.
They do add up.
So that's why I was
Pretty
just
soon,
making
you're
sure
talking
that.
real money, I know.
Yeah, so I'm just making sure of that, but this is necessary, so, okay.
I make a motion to pass the resolution.
Is there any public comment before we pass it? After we do the resolution?
You're going to submit your letter of support? Good, glad to hear it. I support to pass a resolution approving the submission of a grant application, whereas the town of Kent is seeking funding opportunities that advance a variety of local initiatives, including but not limited to community development and infrastructure projects, as well as improvements to municipal services. And whereas the 2025-2026 Smart Growth Community Planning Grant Program is available through the New York State Department of State, NYSDOS, to provide financial assistance for the development of municipal comprehensive plans to establish land use policies and support smart growth and clean energy principles for the community. And whereas the Kent Town Board has determined that applying for this grant is in the best interest of Kent and its residents as it aligns with the town's strategic goals and objectives. And whereas the NYSDOS will fund up to 90% of the total project cost and requires a local match of at least 10% of the total project cost. And whereas the town of Kent is requesting a grant in the amount of $108,090, which is 90%, and is committed to funding the remaining $12,000, which is 10%, through local funds. Now therefore be resolved, the Town of Kent Board hereby approves or authorizes the submission of the 2025-2026 Smart Growth Community Planning Grant Program application to the NYSDOS for the purpose of securing funding to update the town's existing comprehensive plan, which comes to a total cost of $120,000. And be it further resolved, the town supervisor here is authorized to execute any and all necessary documents related to the submission of the grant application and to take all necessary actions to effectuate the intent of this resolution. And be it further resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately on this, the 15th of July, 2025. I lost the rest of
I
it.
think that's
No,
it.
that's it.
The back is like the
I make
back.
this motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Thanks.
No, I would, if we're on grant, so if you don't, I would come up now.
I sent a letter about the brick grant for the community center.
Did you want to read it?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, it's very good.
It's in the back of it, everyone
Yeah.
had it in there, you saw it.
Yeah,
Well,
I
just
just
for
wanted
the
to know,
public.
like, I didn't know if you got a chance to show Lake Carmel, but again, you could put that on the website. Do you want the public to sign for that and put it in? I mean, it answered all your criterias on what you sent me, Ann.
So the letter you wrote is in reference to the community center for Lake Carmel.
Right.
So that, which is currently one that's on Houston, or Huguenot?
Yeah.
That one, yeah. The old Jewish center, also known as.
Yeah,
Yeah. Been in disrepair for quite a while.
right, but
Well,
this
because
way.
Ann had said it didn't what we had just said is it originally didn't qualify,
Right.
and so Kathy is saying that there are options that could make it eligible for
Right.
the grant.
And that's what I answered everything that
Mm-hmm.
was in the requirements of the application. And I just either want that sent in, or I don't know if you need more signatures, do you need the advisory board? I don't know if they, and but you talked to them last night about it or not.
So, what we had talked about, and actually, we did discuss it, we discussed it a little bit last night, but we're going to have a public meeting out there on site in the yard one evening. At I think our next park advisory board meeting, we talked about doing a public out there meeting just to discuss it and kind of get everybody's input on where we go from this, lay out everywhere we're at, everything we've gotten on it, and start to come up with a real plan and decision, and have as much of the community as we can get out there and take a look and say, what do you want to do with this property?
So have the meeting at the.
Yeah,
at the
I said
community
bring
Well, I
your
think
lawn chairs and
putting
we're gonna
it- you
discuss
have
it
a-
right there in the lawn.
Right, you have everybody's email. I think if you sent out an
Yes, I
email,
do.
then people would show
So,
up.
and
And
they
you're right,
they brought it up again last night that, I almost think we'll check with Walt and Bobby that the next meeting we're having is gonna be out there, or it was gonna be a special meeting, and kind of skipped past it quick last night because we were going on about something else for a long time.
right.
I think that's a good idea. Let's get
Oh,
people
yeah.
out there and.
No, I'm
and
just,
move
I
forward.
know that there's always these deadlines, so I'm just, wanting to get it in. Where are we with the 35 million from the DEC for Lake Carmel, 5 million for Hillendale?
I'm sorry, could you say that a little louder?
The DEC grant,
Yeah.
well, the DEP that gave the DEC, the grant, the 35 million?
Well, we had that one meeting.
Yes.
The project is starting. They met
Okay.
with the supervisor
Okay,
last month.
It was, beginning of June.
Yeah.
But they they had chosen a organization that would be in charge of dispersing the money. but they have not signed contract yet. They said in that meeting that they would let us know as soon as the contracts were signed, and we still have not been notified that the contracts were signed, so we're still waiting for
Just
that,
for the
but.
contracts.
So, yeah, the organization that's going to administer that funding is NUIPIC,
Oh, Newey
the New England Pollution
Right,
Control.
I didn't remember you
That
said
did the study on Palmer Lake, and, you know, Kathy, maybe you know the history on this. They also had a study on Lake Carmel with different options for water treatment and so forth, and we don't know how that study got done, who funded it, how it happened, or anything. I
I'd
think
have
it's
to
from
look
about
at the paper
2018.
I have
in
every-
brain to actually.
I have everything in my office, Kathy, so if you, it's
I
a
would,
lot.
yeah, I would look
If
at
you
it
wanna
because
stop by and
then it
look
would,
at it and let-
sometimes it clicks in the middle of the night.
The only issue that I think we kind of realized at that meeting was that these budgets were set years and years and, you know, years ago, and everything is twice as expensive now, so that's, you know, gonna be an issue, but.
Right, well, it had to be after the septic repair program, if there's a study, something like that, because to me, that, I think they're gonna run this like that. With this 35
Hope so.
million.
Stop in one day and I'll
Yeah,
give you the file to look
absolutely, I'll
through.
look at it.
This has been like one of those grants that we've all heard about and know is out there, but aren't real sure what it is.
For 2 years.
Like, what is
Yeah,
this
and we
thing?
don't know what it is, so, and the water meter grant.
No water meter grant that I know of. What I was told about that opportunity was that it was a grant to fund water supply infrastructure, and, you know, to get a grant application in, and this is going to be the case if Lake Carmel wants to go after this BRICS grant, somebody has to put the information together. You have to get bids or engineering reports, you have to provide information for the narrative to the grant writers.
I wrote the letter, I can't get all that.
Yeah, so, you know, this is a start, but this is not going to make an application. Someone's gonna have to take this on and say, okay, we're gonna provide all this information to the grant writers.
Well, you could always send in what you already had, even though we all know that it's too high, but you do have something from an engineer.
We do.
And you could send that in.
Yes.
And if they
Are
only
you
gave
thinking
you.
of that for the WIA grant?
No,
No.
Or are
community
you
center.
talking about
The community
this
center.
grant? You're talking
Yes.
about bricks? Yes, we have the study that Martin and LaJudas did, right?
Send that in.
Now, that was like a 3 point
$3.5
something million
but-
dollar.
Yeah,
Correct.
right. But you're gonna ask for the sky and you're gonna get
Right.
Yep.
a little bit.
So, yeah, you have that. I think you would need to provide information for the narrative to the grant writers.
That's right, I'll
I
work
think
with
we
it.
could
We'll
do
get
that.
that.
We
Writer
could,
do.
I'll work with that.
we could, I think we can work on that.
Yeah, if somebody wants to take that on, that's great. I'm a bit
I've already
maxed on
had a ton of stuff written
applications right
down
now.
already.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I think
I
if we
wanted
get-
to know about the water, I thought you said that you had filed for the water meters and that we would hear, so that's what I
No,
thought we were
that-
doing.
Sean, did you?
No, I did not file anything for water meters as of yet.
Well, one thing we
No,
have
this
to
was a
talk
couple
about
months
is,
ago.
Okay,
you know, last year, Barton and LaJudas submitted 2 applications on behalf of the town, the PFAS
Yeah,
and the water infrastructure. Now, for the PFAS, I asked you a question on email, Sean. I don't know who's managing that grant. Somebody's going to have to get that to contract. They're going to have to submit the work plan and budget and all the insurance documents, which
we signed that the other day with,
Christina helps with.
yeah, you know, Jamie signed that already. We're on it.
We're
The
working on it.
contract's been signed already?
I do
Not-
believe so.
no,
Is that what
but-
Eric stopped by for?
Oh, yeah, but we've been working on the online thing, on the portal.
the portal.
Oh, the
Good,
portal.
so you're working on that. 'Cause I asked that question because I didn't know who was managing it, and we don't want to just let them fall through the cracks.
Yes.
Similarly with the dam, we're working on that one for the 2.5 million. I've kind of got that one. But we could resubmit WIA for the other project that wasn't approved, which we pretty
they-
much
and
have
they-
that ready to go.
Yeah,
But
they
somebody-
they knew what they had done wrong or found out after the fact that it wasn't what they were looking for or something on that.
Oh, really? I thought it was that the previous year, they told us that it should have been split up. And
That's
why
what it
they
was.
didn't
Oh,
fund
right,
it.
right.
And then last year, they said submit just one application. We went ahead and submitted 2,
And-
and they funded the PFAS. So I think
Yeah.
this year, maybe we just need to ask
Go
Martin
after the
LaJudas, because they're doing it rather than the grant firm again, right?
Yes.
So we need to make sure they submit that by the deadline. I forget when that one is, but I think it's, if it's not the end of this month, it's coming up maybe in August.
Yeah, no, Jamie and I spoke with Eric from Barton Lujus
Good.
about those already.
And maybe Eric has heard something about water. I mean, there's
I think we
all-
actually had some
there's
conversation
that
with,
wastewater treatment, you know, there's all these grants, and
Yeah.
it has wastewater treatment plants, so.
it wasn't our conversation, but it was so generic, I didn't
Okay.
really want to, at this point, talk
I know,
about it
when
yet, but,
You have a chance.
yeah. So I hate to look like a, you know, you promised something, or something, you talked about it, so many things you promised it, you know, kind of thing, but we're working on it.
Okay.
Couple other things to think about is whether we also want to submit an application on bricks to get the rest of what we need to do the town hall annex. And at this point, I don't know what our shortfall is in terms of the bids and in terms of the funding that we have. But once we have those numbers, we can decide. In a sense, that's an application that may be more likely to succeed because the amount of money that would be required is much lower. So we may want to try to go for both. And then there's another opportunity for stormwater infrastructure. I've been trying to connect Kevin Fitzpatrick from east of Hudson with AJ Reyes, because AJ had done some studies in Lake Carmel. I think that indicated water quality improvement that could be achieved for the lake if we covered over some of the open drainage ditches where water's just running down the roadsides. And Kevin was gonna take a look at that and see whether we could put an application together for that. So that's something I'm hoping we can still do. That's due in August. And the other thing is there's another round of CREST funding that just opened up. And I think you all saw the email there. Every year they have sort of a different topic or approach. You know, one year it's energy efficiency, different opportunities in different years. This year, I'm trying to pull it up, it was something to do with sort of community and accessibility. So we can talk about whether that would also be something that we'd want to put towards the town hall annex, or whether we want to think about trying to do something more with the Historical Society building because of its community focus, or something else. That's $100,000 that we can debate about what we want to do with it. So, and the way they sent the email was kind of to say, we've already been awarded this, please
Yes,
submit our application. You know, they basically are allocating that funding to the town.
Okay,
Yes.
because, yeah, as I read it, that's why I had texted you and said, is that, it said awarded on there?
Well, as long as you submit an acceptable project,
You get it.
they give it to us. That's the
Okay.
way it is every year.
So part of that money can be used for the old Carmel camper property?
We could think about trying to put all of that money there, because there's still some question about, you know, whether we might be able to get something for the Rev 250, the 250th anniversary celebration, get something going to renovate either that building or rebuild the mill or something, right? So that's still
Yeah.
under discussion.
Because I know part of that money, we were thinking about putting a bathroom in for the parks crew down there.
Well, that
'cause
was the
it-
previous one. That's already gone in.
Okay,
That's 50K to put the bathroom in the parks facility and 50K for the Carmel camper site. But this would be a new 100,000.
an additional,
Yeah,
okay.
It
So
takes
that's
some
where
time
the
to
clarification
get it,
was,
but-
yeah, thank you.
that's what that would be. That's my understanding based on what I'm seeing.
Oh, we do?
We have the 50 for the Lake Carmel bathroom. We got
We
approved?
got,
You did?
You said you
We
put the
put-
50 in
The
for,
process takes a long
so you
time.
haven't heard back from them?
We
No.
have gotten word back from DASNY on the 2022
Oh, God.
and the 2023. So we now have 100,000 for, 50,000 for energy improvements for Old Town Hall, 50,000 towards the HVAC for Old Town Hall Annex, and 50,000 for the EV charging station at the police department so that they can accept the electric vehicle, support vehicle that they are getting, and the 50K towards the NIMM statue. So that's all done. And that paperwork's all been processed with DASNY.
That's all up through 2023 then?
yeah.
Yes.
So we haven't heard for 2024, which is the Lake Carmel maintenance building
So we're
bathroom.
behind.
And we
Not
were
behind, but the
late
grant's
on
behind.
that submission. It took time to get quotes, and we barely got it in on time. So don't expect to hear about it in 5 minutes. These things take time. For example, did you get a chance to sign for Eustis Park?
Yes, I did, I signed
Yay.
everything.
So that was awarded in fall of 2021, right?
Yep.
And it took us 3 years to get through SECRA and engineering and archaeology and everything else, and it is signed. I am so excited that finally got done, but it was a long process, a lot of back and forth with engineers and the Parks, Office of Parks and Historic Preservation. So anyway, enough said about grants. Thanks, everybody.
Okay. Next, we have for planning, they are asking us to accept an escrow inspection fee in the amount of $1,000. The planning board voted unanimously, and they are just asking us to approve it tonight.
And an erosion control bond for $6,875.
Yep,
Oh, I'm sorry,
it's in
I'm
there.
sorry. So $6,875 for the erosion control and $1,000 for the escrow for the inspection.
I ask the board to approve the following resolution, accepting erosion control surety bond, whereas the planning board by resolution dated January 9th, 2025 has recommended that the town board accept an erosion control bond in the amount of $6,875 and an escrow for inspection fees in the amount of $1,000 from the owner of the property located at 127 Sagamore Drive, Kent, New York, identified as tax map number 20.13-1-5, and whereas the town board wishes to accept the recommendation as set forth in the planning board resolution, now therefore be it resolved, the town board of the town of Kent hereby accepts the recommendation of the planning board and accepts the erosion control bond and inspection fee escrow as further detailed above. I make this motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then we have, for Lake Carmel, they are asking to destruction of 3 boats that have been, they've been held for over a year and they've not been claimed and they're damaged beyond repair. So they're asking us for them to be able to get rid of these 3 boats. Any comments?
My only comment is they really have to get a town board resolution to get rid of broken, damaged boats.
I think there needs to be a record of it in case the people suddenly come out of the woodwork and say something about where their boat is.
Does it have a number of that boat registered?
Yeah,
Correct.
So I think
but
that's why we do
after
it.
a certain period of time, they become the property of the town
No, I
anyway,
agree,
right?
but I think then they can come and if they say, well, what happened to my boat? We can say, well, we had a resolution, here it is, and now it's done. So I think that's why we do it. Yeah. I think we have pictures because I think they were sent, I think Frank sent, like texted them, like, we have to get rid of these. So, okay.
Make a motion for a resolution for authorization to dispose of abandoned boats in Lake Carmel Park District. Whereas by email dated July 14th, 2025, Heidi Link, the Lake Carmel Park District Clerk, has advised that the Lake Carmel Park District has held the following 3 damaged boats abandoned on the Lake Carmel Parks Department lands for over 1 year. 2022 red orange fiberglass canoe, number M397B7192010. Second boat is a gray plastic rowboat, brass tender, number LL127039F3041670. Third boat, blue and white paddle boat, hereinafter collectively the boats. And whereas the board wishes to authorize the Lake Carmel Parks District to discard of the boats indefinitely identified, consistent with the Lake Carmel Parks Department recommendation, a copy of which is annexed hereto and hereby incorporated herein. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Kent authorizes the Lake Carmel Park District to discard of the boats. I make this motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Tired, my eyes are hurting tonight.
Oh, my God.
Must be your allergies are contagious. The following vouchers for July 15th, 2025 are over the threshold. Barton and LaJudas, DPC, $11,000 for engineer services for bike and pedestrian improvements, Department of Civil Service benefits, $273,479.44 for prepayment for August 2025. Facilities Maintenance Corporation, $3,525 for contact cleaning for Town Hall, Police Department, and Highway. Hogan, Rossi, and Lagori, $3,560 for legal services for June 2025. Intercity Tire, $2,529.71 for municipal repair, scrap metal removal. JRT Red Carpet Coach, $4,800 for the Kent Seniors Transportation for June on 2025. Michael Karopian Sculpture LLC, $25,000 from New York State Crest partially funded casting of Daniel Ninham statue. Magna 5, $5,329.25 for the Town of Kent server backup from July 1st through the 31st of 2025. Managed Technologies of New York, $3,138.06 for IT support from June 30th to July 13th, 2025, and Town Server RMM and EDR. Millennium Strategies LLC, $3,500, Town of Kent contract services for May 2025. PFK O'Connor Davies, $23,425.40 for Town of Kent examination of financial statements 2024. Ring Squared, $3,780.81 for the Town of Kent phone services from July 1st through July 31st, 2025. Romer Wallens Gold and Minot, French, I guess. LLP, $2,133 for the Town of Kent services for legal representation from May 1st through May 29th, 2025. Laura Roberts, $3,555 for Town of Kent Justice Court Prosecutor, June 2025. Royal Carding Service Corporate Company, $5,126.17 for recycling's garbage pickup from June 7th through June 30th of 2025. Wind Waste Innovations, $12,669.24 for Lake Carmel Park Department garbage, June 23rd through June 30th, 2025, and $6,692.31 for garbage from July 1st through July 3rd of 2025. I ask the board to approve as read.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, announcements. Our third farmer's market of the season will be this Saturday right outside here, and come join us. We have lots of vendors this weekend. Lots of camps still being offered for Kent Rec. I'm trying to think what else we have. I think that's about all I have.
The great and wonderful Putnam County Fair is coming up on July 26th and 27th. And it's driving me crazy already. But it's going to be exciting. We got a lot more stuff coming this year than we have in the past, and it'll be bigger and better than ever. So plan your day, Saturday and Sunday. Come both days. You'll see me there both times.
You can come, you have to come up so that they can hear you. Oh, you want me to bring it up for you?
Thanks.
A little clarification. My name's Dave Beresford. I was told that the planning board would be accepting a performance bond for erosion control, and I was
Excuse me?
told that might have been handled last week. So it's for 49 Kent Lake Avenue.
I'm sorry, what?
That's on Sagamore. I think he's talking about
I-
something different.
There was another one circulated.
I didn't.
I just handed in the bond on the 26th or 7th of June.
Kathy,
so I
can you
don't
come up?
think
Because
it
It
was-
wasn't for Willens and Beardsley? No? It wasn't for Jonathan Willens? It was for a different client? That's the only one we have on our agenda this week.
was,
What did you have in your?
Our last meeting?
Second one.
we just did one.
Do a second one.
Thanks, Kathy.
Oh, we'd have to confer with the clerk
If
and
someone
find
can pull
out.
it up, we can approve it. Is this the-
No, just Sagamore Drive was the one we did.
I have the original
July
on my
1st, as a matter of
desk. Want me
fact.
to go get it?
Could you go grab it and we'll, if it's,
Right.
Give us
So
1 second.
she's gonna go grab the original. We'll take care of it. In the meantime, Andy, you got some library
Yeah,
stuff you
My
want?
phone died
We're
and I
not putting
cannot
you off.
figure
We're
out
just-
how to
We're
get
gonna
the
get
it.
supervisor's phone to work.
what do you want me to do?
I was hoping to just pull up a few library flyers.
would you
but
like
for
me
some
to help
reason,
you?
I'm getting into Instagram
What are you
and I
doing?
can't go there.
All right, let's see.
So just check the library website. There's always lots of wonderful stuff happening.
There's Comic Plus, all you need is a library card, comics for all ages, okay, that's an app, hold on. Tech Help, Mondays 4 to 6, Saturdays 10 to 12, 12:30 to 2:30. I'm not doing as good of a job as you do, Ann, I'm sorry. Get your museum passes at the library, I can't,
You made that one up.
no,
No, it's
museum, no, it's true, you can
I
get
know
lots
you
of.
can, but you didn't just see that. You just knew
Yes,
that because
no.
you use them.
It says right there, museum passes. I'm sorry, Ann, what else do you want me to,
Look,
oh, they have really good ones. I didn't know that they have the Guggenheim, Hammond, wow, the Intrepid.
All right, Bill's waiting to
I'm
talk.
sorry, Bill. No, I don't think Bill, are you waiting to talk or are you,
He's not standing there for his good looks.
well, I thought he was.
You handsome devil, come on.
Bill Walters, Building Inspector, Town of Kent. I just think it's a reminder to the public. We have a lot of new folks that have moved in, a lot of folks have moved out, but we have a lot of new folks that have come up from Westchester, New York City. They're not used to the process. People are not getting permits. We're finding out, I've issued a lot of stop work orders this year. People are doing a lot of remodeling in their houses, and I said, well, I didn't think I needed a permit to remodel. Well, you need a permit for just about everything now. So you need a permit. I mean, on our webpage, we say renovation. Real estate agents call it remodeling. It's the same thing.
And please don't put your stuff out for Lake, if you live in the Lake Carmel district, do not put your building material out for the garbage.
That's the other thing. When you're remodeling, you need to get a dumpster so it can be hauled away, so it doesn't go to the sanitation district, because they won't pick it up. You know, they don't mind picking up a 2x4 now and then, but they're not going to pick up your whole house that you're remodeling. That's how I had one stop work order 2 weeks ago, because sanitation notified us. We're coming into that season, August, hot weather, seems like everybody starts doing their roofs. Permit is required to re-roof your house. If you're going over the existing shingles, you don't need a permit. But if you're going to tear the shingles all the way down to the sheathing and replace sheathing, you need a permit. Make sure that it conforms with the ice and water shields and everything else. 20 years ago, they didn't have that. That's why your roof is failing now.
Bill, how many layers of shingles are you allowed to have
Two.
if you put
Two.
shingles on?
Not like when I did my house, had 4.
And the purpose for that?
Too much weight. The roofs, a lot of the houses are being built with truss roofing now. And there's a specific weight load that will take. And it's not designed to take 3 loads of shingles and all the other stuff that goes on it. So that's the primary thing. So we are seeing contractors coming in, doing roofing, and they're not getting permits for them. And when you confront them, well, I didn't know I needed a permit. We're also seeing contractors coming in from New Jersey, Orange County, a lot of other places that don't have Putnam County licenses. So you are a homeowner, you hire a contractor, they're supposed to have a Putnam County license. You can get that through Putnam County Consumer Affairs, and they'll handle those applications to get your contractor's license.
Correct. And it's available online if you want to see if there's a licensed contractor, whether it's a plumber, electrician, general contractor.
Right.
You can go to the county's website and look to see if they're registered.
Unless they've done an update recently, you can't do that anymore. Not online. It used to be.
Yeah.
And you used to be able to print it out, because years ago I had it. Not available anymore.
Oh, not too long ago I printed plumbing, but that might have been different.
Maybe to put the application in.
Yeah.
But there used to be a regular list of all the contractors.
Yeah.
I have not been able to find it, and when I contacted Consumer Affairs, I said it's not working anymore.
Interesting. All right, I'll look into that.
Point of interest, just be aware.
Yep, and the good thing about hiring a contractor licensed in Putnam County, that they have a bond, so that if they don't properly perform or show up to do all the work, you can go and have their insurance company recoup your loss or complete the job under their dime and not out of your pocket.
Yep. So it behooves you to get a permit for the work that you're going to be doing. They're not hard to get. They don't take long to process. So please, come in and visit us so we don't have problems with, because what the other thing is happening is that if you come in after the fact, then there's an after the fact fine that you have to pay. And that's 3 times the amount of what the permit fee is. A couple years ago, before we upped the permit fees, there was nothing. Now it's beginning to bite. We're beginning to hear a few people going, really? Yeah, come in, get the permit, it's easy, okay? Doesn't take long. That's the best information I can tell you, so.
Bill, when you started your conversation, you talked about a lot of new people starting to move up here that don't know how things are, and I thought you were going in a different direction, but I just want to throw it out there. You also have to get your septic tanks. A lot of people don't even know they have a septic
Correct.
tank that
Yeah,
move up
we
here.
get phone calls once a week. Can somebody come out and turn on my water?
Yeah.
Can
I get
somebody?
those too.
Yeah. Can somebody come out and show me where my septic tank is? And you can hear the question, like, what is this? So yeah, your septic tank needs to be cleaned every 5 years. The town passed a resolution back in 2011. We have wrote a number of tickets for individuals that have not had their septic system cleaned in the last 5 years. Last year, I wrote 45 tickets for people who did not get their septic system cleaned. So it does happen. The other reason I bring it up, that people are moving up in the area and they're contacting engineers and architects out of county, and they're submitting plans with a climate control of number 4, which sets us an environmental standard, what type of windows you have to have and everything else. Putnam County and North are all climate 5.
Higher standard.
It's a higher standard, not by much, but it's a higher standard. So this is why we require permits for windows. And everybody says, what do I need permits for windows? I'm not doing anything, there's no structural. But because of the difference in the windows, because it's a higher grade windows needed in Putnam County and Dutchess, Home Depot will, and other manufacturers, will sell you a lower grade window that does not meet the minimum code. So that's why we require you to get a permit for windows. Not that we're being scutches, but we're trying to make the house meet the minimum code. You want to go above? You can always go above. But we're trying to make you get to the minimum, so.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Please, Bill.
Okay, we're gonna add one item to the agenda. It's another one from the planning board. I make a motion to accept an erosion control surety bond in the amount of $11,660 and an inspection fee in the amount of $1,000 for the property located at 24 Soul Drive. I make that motion.
Second.
Oh, wait.
I make a motion for you to add an item to the
I make
agenda.
Yep.
All right, I make a motion to add an item to the agenda for the planning.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now
I to that too.
Okay, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, can you please hand that back to Lana? But that gentleman was done already, so this was a different one. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
So board comments, everyone's good? Okay?
No, I
No,
have some
okay.
things about the Historical Society. We had the tag sale over the weekend. It was a great success. Lots of people stopped by. And we talked about stuff to do for the Historical Society. This was at what I would call the Carmel Camper. That's a building that's owned by the town, which some of the grant monies were trying to fix this place up. We were thinking about, the town holds it in reference for the Historical Society to use, or as an office or whatever. So we were throwing around the idea of turning that building into a replica of the Griffith General Store, or also known as the Ludingtonville General Store, which was torn down when 84 was put in. So its location is literally underneath the exit ramp of exit 17, which I still call 17, eastbound ramp. So there was a lot of people who loved the idea. There was Rich Griffith. His grandmother ran the store when he was just a kid, and he was there telling the stories about the Griffith store, which isn't the Carmel Camper store, it's not the original site. The Griffith store was underneath the 84 again. But as a kid, that store was the post office for the town of Kent. It was upstairs inside this building. You'd go upstairs and get your post office, your mail. It was also the first Bank of Kent, and he recalls there being a window, like that classic Western with the steel bars on it, being inside there. He said there was a shoe repair, and it was a self-serve shoe repair, so I had like a shoe anvil. You go in there with your shoes and your drawers with heels and tacks, and you can fix your own shoes. It was great to hear somebody describe that. Plus, we have a lot of the original content, so he looked at, brought back a lot of memories for him. We have a lot of contents that George Whipple has from the general store before they tore it down to make Way 484. And so we want to make it look like the store would have looked like in the 1800s. That's kind of an idea that we're throwing around with the Historical Society, and there's lots of people who want to generate. So some of the things I want to ask the public for is if somebody wants to, as an engineer or architect, help us do some architectural work, some drawings of what we would do with the building as it currently stands there to turn it into the Griffin slash Ludingtonville General Store. Anybody who's a good artist, would like to make some, drawings of it to help promote it, because we're gonna have to do a lot of fundraising to get it. But it would be just a great building. The kids will be able to go in there, and we actually have the artifacts in the store. A lot of the original stuff. Like, there's cough medicine bottles that were in there, and I was thinking, are these like Schedule I narcotics in these bottles? But they said no opiates on it, so it gives you an idea of that time frame of what it was. And they're still full of liquid, which was pretty cool. The cardboard packaging was around them. It's pretty neat stuff. So if you're an architect and would like to donate your time to do something like that for the Historical Society, give me a ring or email me if you would. Much appreciated.
Okay.
Good.
Any public comment?
Make a motion to go into executive session, discuss litigation, potential litigation,
Pending?
pending
Pending or
litigation.
threatened litigation.
Pending.
Okay.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.